Aha! Today, I and Mike are your hosts. I'm Dennis Millsap.
And I'm Mike Bosse, and we are
your hosts for Stitching on Island Time.
Yes, we are.
You know that's right. So what are we going to talk about today, Mike?
I think we're going to talk about some cross-stitching stuff, about 40 count Ada.
Cross-dressing what?
I hear there's some really good linens this season.
So like 40 count Ada is what you're saying?
At the very least. I think it can go even higher than that.
I mean, you could do like the one over stitch method.
And, or over two, I've heard.
If you go over two, then you probably need a bigger...
Hey, what are you people doing?
Whoa.
I just had to get my calendar. We leave for 2 seconds and you take over the show?
Well, I mean, we figured we're the ones funding this thing. We might as well get some airtime.
You know, honestly, that's fair.
That is fair.
Honestly, I can't even argue with that.
Okay.
They're right. All right, take it from there, boys.
Hi, y'all. Welcome. My name's Lori Millsap, and this is my daughter, Mallory Bosse. Together we are stitching on Island Time. What a mayhem of a morning, right?
One of my favorite parts about this holiday season is how much family time we get to spend.
Yes.
And I absolutely love when our husbands are able to be silly together.
Yes.
It makes me so happy.
Yeah, it's funny. You know, we've lived together almost 5 years.
Yeah.
And we just enjoy each other more and more. Like, the better we get to know each other, the better it goes. So it's awesome. it's a great situation.
Thanks for sticking around for the video.
That's right. Welcome. If you're new here, it's not always quite so chaotic, but, well, no, that's not true. In real life, it is always that chaotic, but on our videos, it's usually a little more managed.
A little bit, yeah. We usually spend this time in our videos talking about what we've been making, whether it's cross-stitch, crochet, knitting, quilting, and we're glad that you're here with us because we have not only some giveaways from the last episode, but also a lot to share because it's been a full month.
Yes.
Since our 1-year anniversary episode.
Yeah. Here we go. We're moving on into year 2 and we're having a good time together. This is episode 16. We're filming it Thanksgiving weekend 2025. And we are delighted to be here. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, thanks so much. If you can, please like and subscribe. Do all the things that we do on YouTube because we are getting pretty close to 1,000 subscribers, and it would be
so cool.
Awesome. Mike, Mallory's husband, has encouraged us from the very beginning. I mean, we've told you the story. Like, we wouldn't be doing this if it weren't for Mike because he bought all the equipment and set us all up.
He's one of those say less kind of guys.
Right. But he, on our last video, commented and said, so with 1,000 subscribers, will you do a Q&A episode?
Ooh.
And I think we probably will.
That's
so if you've got questions for us anytime, just go ahead and put them in the comments. But I will collect some questions that we could answer in a Q&A episode, probably around the first of the year. We'll do some sort of whip parade, but it'll be a different, it won't be every whip I have, and you'll soon hear why.
I always love pulling things that I've been working on over the month together for a FlossTube because then I go, oh, I've done so much this week.
I know. I knew I had been busy, but then I started writing everything down and I went, oh no.
Oh no, oh girl.
Oh no, this isn't going to be a very, very, very long episode. So fortunately, you will have already seen how long it is. Please pace yourself. You don't have to watch it all in one go.
Pause us at any time. Get
Yes.
yourself another cup of coffee. I know
Yes.
we're a lot. It's okay.
Yes.
But we want to sit with you while you stitch. So if you've got something that you're working on, settle in with us. We'll show you what we've been working on.
Yes. Great. Okay. I'm going to start off by saying a month ago when we filmed in October, I left like the very next day and went on a mission trip.
That's right.
And then we published after I got back. So, but I did take something with me to stitch, and I did have about an hour or two in the van in quiet time that I got to stitch. So that was fun. And then, we had basically a week before we had Stitch East.
Right.
Stitch East was so much fun.
It was fantastic.
Every time we've had one of these events, it's just amazing.
So fun.
Yeah, and we only have, about 60 to 75 people come for a day of stitching. It's not like a big retreat. We're going back to barefoot in February. Yes. And we're super excited about that.
I'm so excited.
Yes, it's where it all started, right? Yes. So we're going back. But, just even having a day, having, basically 6 hours to sit and, see other stitchers and walk around the room and see what everybody's working on, see all the different stitching setups.
Yeah.
It really encouraged me this month. I've been stitching in a hoop a lot lately. And instead, I went back to stitching on scroll rods for just a season. I don't know. I mean, I'm still stitching a hoop some. But
Sure, but like seeing the way that other people stitch, it like reinvigorates your creative spirit.
Yes.
And you get these great ideas spawned by other people of,
Absolutely.
what would I like to do next? And I love that so much.
Well, as much as we could probably ramble a bit at the beginning, I think we're going to have to just intersperse things. So first up, I want to talk about the quilt of the day, because that's usually how we start. I actually finished 3 giant quilts this month. So we'll show you this one. I'll save the other 2 to see how long this thing goes. Maybe I'll show them, maybe I won't. I've already posted them on Instagram. So I'm Island Time Quilting professionally and on Instagram. If you want to go look at quilts I've done, not just my own, but also client quilts. I often take pictures and post there. I had a fun T-Rex quilt this week.
It was so cool.
It was great. But so for the quilt of the day, this is called Hamilton Gardens. It's a Bonnie Hunter of Quiltville design that I bought because I was in a stitching room at Lindy Stitch's Midsummer Stitch last summer in 2024.
Okay.
I was in a room with a group of people who are not only stitchers, but also quilters.
Nice.
Yeah, and so Nancy, the disorderly stitcher, said, well, why don't we all do Hamilton Gardens? And, we looked it up, and there are no triangles, other than the setting triangles on the edge. It's all squares and rectangles, and we went, yeah, that'll work. That works. That's a fast thing to do. So I had a big stash of American Jane fabrics, and I managed to get everything strip cut with my great, strip cutter ruler that I can't live without, and just started making blocks and finally got it together at the quilting retreat I went to in October.
At Fort Caswell?
At Fort Caswell, yeah. So it was really nice. I got home, got it quilted. I chose a floral quilting design. There's a red polka dot on the back, so the white floral design you really see. I'm not going to flip this over because it's a big quilt. It's precariously pinned above our heads, and I think if I flip it over to show you, it will fall. And
Okay, if it does fall, I'm totally going to take what you just said as a foreshadowing, and like
right.
splice that together.
But we've got some good pictures that we can insert so that you can see the floral quilting on the back. And in fact, that's probably how you're going to have to see the other 2 quilts, because they're just so giant that Mallory's going to have to just put those in.
Yes.
But this one's Hamilton Gardens. It's queen size. I took it off my bed to hang it up here to show you, because my husband has been enjoying sleeping under it for the month that it's been done. Right, but he sleeps under like 4.
Sure.
So, that's...
I mean, as it gets colder, you just add more quilts.
Exactly. That is the best part. So...
I even pulled my crocheted blanket out of the closet. It got cold enough here that I was like, you know what? I'm going to pull out my Afghan. The thing about crocheted blankets is they're so heavy.
Yes.
They're so heavy. And so it was like sleeping under a weighted blanket. And I slept so well.
I keep that one knitted Afghan that we have on the back of the futon as an extra. Like if the quilt's just not quite cutting it, I can pull the crochet blanket on top.
Perfect.
So, yeah. Okay, so anyway, Hamilton Gardens, that was my first quilt finish of the month.
And it's gorgeous.
Thanks.
It's so pretty.
What would you like to show as yours?
My first finish?
First finish. Sure.
Okay, well, can we jump into cross stitch?
Absolutely. It's a good
just
idea.
crazy.
Let's move forward
Well,
to cross
my
stitch.
I actually have 3 finishes to share.
Awesome.
My first finish was sort of it wasn't really done in one day. I was going to call it a one-day wonder, but it was the freebie from Lindy Stitches that says, "Never mind, quoth the passive-aggressive raven."
Isn't that fabulous?
I modified it slightly. So in the original design, there were flowers here on each bottom corner, and I decided that it needed to have a skull on each corner with some gold teeth because I did this as a book finish, as you can see. It's on Edgar Allan Poe's collection of short stories. So here's the front side, the cover, and the back side is where I finished my cross stitch piece.
It's so good.
And this was a gift for my husband, and so it's going to go on his desk at work, and he very kindly has held off taking it to work so that I could show it on FlossTube.
That was very nice of him because I would have had that thing the first day. It would have been on my
Right?
desk. Let me see this thing up close
Yes,
again.
and
before.
so it is fabulous.
It's the gold beads that are
I
just
was-
amazing.
I had
Gold
so much
teeth
fun with
on the
that.
skulls, and then the
The
candle.
candles are gold as well.
Isn't that wonderful? What a smart use of gold beads for the candle flames.
Well, when we went to that Mirabilia retreat and I got all of these beads, I was like, I want to be able to do some bead work, but I don't have the attention span for an actual Mirabilia apparently. So I was able to incorporate it on a smaller thing that I could finish quickly.
Yeah.
But I think my favorite part though is just the gold leaf of the book.
Uh-huh.
Matching the gold sparkly beads.
yeah.
Like it all just goes together so nicely. And Lindy Stitches had gone ahead and charted this on 16 count, which is what I used. This is a scrap of Dirty Pirate
Oh, nice.
that my friend Joyce had started her Ducks in the Orchard piece on and discarded it. And so then she gifted me that fabric. I stitched the Crow Librarian on it and finished that as a stand-up and sent it to her. So she's got the stand-up of the Crow Librarian. I think it's extra funny that I stitched another crow
Yeah.
on Dirty Pirate.
Right. That's amazing.
I do like stitching crows, so you know.
Isn't this a raven?
Yes. Sorry.
That's okay.
Corvids in general are
That's
fantastic.
right. What's not
But
to love about a good corvid?
Mike had seen this design where Mom printed it for me and had just set it in my basket on the stairs so that I could take it up the next time I go. Mike saw it and said, "Oh my gosh, that is hilarious." And then when I realized it was on 16 count and it would finish the exact right size
That's
for this book.
wonderful.
I've had this book like since the summer. I bought it at Five Below. And I was like, I want to do a book finish. I just don't know what I'm going to put on it yet.
That's nice.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
perfect. So anyway, this is going to his office desk and he'll be able to
That's so good.
enjoy this one from work.
Well, I have a fully finished too. I will show you mine. So I made a bunch of project bags. So let me, under this pile somewhere is the project bag that has the chart for this. Here it is. Okay. So I made a bunch of project bags. I put one straight into use. This is one of the project bags I made. It's super fun. It was the leftovers from that Fat Quarter Shop charity quilt that I had made, actually. I had bought a mini charm pack, and then this is the back of that quilt, and this was the leftover green, and I just happened to have those left from the quilt, and so it turned into a project bag.
That's fantastic.
So one day last week, I don't know how you handle the stress of the news, but sometimes my brain processes it at night. And one night last week, I woke up in the morning with I must stitch a ship. I don't have any samplers right now going that have a ship in them. And so I said, but I have a chart. I'm sure I do. And you buy all the Blackbirds as one does. And so I had this, and I looked at the sampler on the cover, We Live in Hope. It's gorgeous, and I probably will want to stitch this someday, but I didn't really I've got so many giant samplers going that I really didn't want to do
Another big
one. But the project on the back, called Home from Sea, is like 119 by 106. So it's a very reasonable size. It finishes about 6 inches and on 36 count. And so I said, I think I could do this. And it really prominently features the ship. And I loved the Be Just and Fear Not message because I feel like we don't have a lot of control over what's going on out there at sea, but we do have control of our own actions and our own emotions. And so we can be just and kind and all of the things that we are called to be, and we can fear not the actions of other people.
Right.
One of my favorite people this last couple of weeks said courage is contagious, and I think that's very true. So anyway, I couldn't put this down. I started it on the 21st and I finished it on the 26th, and I fully finished it on Thanksgiving Day because why not? So I just made it into a little pillow that I can keep on a shelf near me. Right now I put it on the mantle because, you know, that's where new finishes go. You got to show them off, right?
Sure, you have to show them off.
But I did not pull the called for floss. I pulled called for adjacent. So I went into my Weeks Dye Works collection and I went, well, so I need a deep pink and I need a lighter pink and I need a green. Oh, it looks like they used 2 greens. Let me just find a highly variegated green so that I only have stitch 1. You know?
Sure, yeah.
So that's kind of what I did. So my colors aren't exactly the same, but they reflect the picture. I didn't do a lot of creative thinking. I wouldn't call this my own conversion for any, you know, stretch of the imagination. You could absolutely use the called for colors. But anyway, and I did it on a piece of Needle and Flax Orphan Light. Orphan. So I ordered some pieces from Rachel that she thought that weren't right. They weren't perfect. And so she couldn't sell them. And so she unloads them at half price.
Okay.
But there was absolutely nothing. There might have been a spot, but you know, I had a solid ship to stitch on
Right, you
there,
just put that over it.
Right, there wasn't much of a spot. And I think it's beautiful. I don't know what color this is. I didn't have anything from Needle and Flax in my stash that was
Comparatively the same.
right. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know which one it is, but Orphan is, and it was Orphan Light is what I ended up with. So
So pretty.
be just and fear not, even with the craziness in the news.
Are you
these
going to show off
days.
your little matching?
Not yet, because I've got the whole saga of that.
Sure.
So
Can I show you another finish?
yes, I'd love to see another finish.
So this is one that's been stitched by Stitching on Island Time because it was started
Nice.
by Mom. I found it when we were going through patterns and whatnot and said, oh, that one's so cute. Let me finish it. I picked it up last fall and got 95% of the way done.
Oh my goodness.
And then
She could be
stopped
my daughter.
because it was Christmas, I guess. And I was like, I can't stitch this. It's for fall.
Right. That makes sense.
But I had picked this up and found it again and finished it. So it was literally, I needed to do these 2 leaves and the little windblown, you know, back stitching part. And then I needed to finish the words air and fall.
Nice.
Like it was so close to being done. I don't understand, Mallory, why you did that, but you know,
well, great.
it looks great now. So
Yeah.
I just went ahead and finished it with my initials and the date down at the bottom. But really, it was done by both of us since Mom, you had laid in the the trunk here, and you had started doing the fox's tail.
Okay.
And that's how much you had done. And
Yes.
that's how much you had done.
It's very cute. It
It's-
turned out really nice.
And you did it perfectly. And so then when I finished stitching the fox in there, I was like, oh, this should finish up real fast. And then there was a bajillion leaves,
Oh yeah.
you know, so.
Yes.
I think I just got worn out.
And she's really great about not carrying, you know, you can see all the light shining through this thing. So the
Yeah.
back side is just as nice as the front side.
Well, and I guess I get to the point where I'm oversaturated by a palette, you know, and doing the same shape repetitively like that.
Right.
I just get to the point where I go, okay, that was fun, I'm done.
right.
But I am glad that it's finished because now we could actually put it up in the house.
Yes.
And I mean, it is still technically fall, and it feels like it today.
Absolutely.
Fall is in the air.
Well, I had another finish. I haven't fully finished it yet either. This is 'Tis the Season from Blackbird Designs. Both my finishes are Blackbirds this month. That's kind of fun.
Who knew? You could like
it
their-
is my favorite.
You could like their stuff or something.
But so I getted this last Christmas. and just never got around to it. It was there, ready to go, all with Belsois silks. I ordered them from Lindy Stitches. It's a theme today, right? So, yes, we're going to be at the Jingle Ball. So anyway, I love working with Belsois, and I enjoyed stitching this. I just didn't want to stop. What you might notice is it's got a little crease here and a crease at the bottom. I put it on scroll rod. And so that meant the whole length of it was there, and I didn't have to move a hoop, or
And you can see the whole thing at once.
and I could see the whole thing at once.
So
and
nice.
It just made it really fun. We watched a lot of TV the last couple of weeks in the evening, and I just, filled in that cardinal and, did a lot of this as fill. My back's not quite as neat as Mal's. Looks like I carried a little bit, but mostly I carry the white because I'm lazy and you can't see it. So, and I did it in English and not in French, mainly to avoid the "why is that in French?" comment.
So
right?
my first thought was English style stitching.
Oh,
and I was
right.
like, there's a French style of cross stitching? I thought it was English and Danish. I am
So
so
the
sorry.
pattern for this one is beautiful.
But the words at the bottom.
The words at the bottom are done in French originally, but Alma or Barb, whichever one of them did it. It says Barb stitched it in French, but they also then provided the English chart so you could put it in English. So I loved it. I did this on 40 count old stationery by Seraphim.
It's such a green color.
And that's the problem, is that my old stationery came very green.
Oh.
And so I have another sampler I'm working on that called for old stationery. When I went to my retreat last April and saw the model was not stitched on a piece as green as mine. So old stationery, you have to kind of see the pieces. I ordered mine online and it came and I believed it, because I don't have a local needlework store. So anyway, this is the second half where I cut a fat quarter of old stationery in half.
It works so well with this chart because of all the
It does.
green
And
in
when
it.
you see the one
Yeah.
I'm working on that's on the other half of this piece of old stationery, it works well too. So it's fine that it's a little green. But anyway, the model of the other piece, the old stationery was not as green. It was much more beige,
right,
So
more neutral.
And so we'll have some giveaways later in the show, but this pattern, 'Tis the Season, is in the Home for the Holidays booklet, and I have 2 copies of this. So Home for the Holidays is going to be our giveaway for this episode. It's a great booklet. It not only has the wonderful cardinal 'Tis the Season piece, but it has all of the stockings, the sampler stockings that Blackbird does.
They're gorgeous.
They're beautiful, and it has this little piece that I think is called Home for the Holidays. Let's see if I can find the close-up.
So what
of
should
it.
they say in the comments if they want to enter this giveaway?
Oh, not only that, but this is the booklet that has Christmas Garden, the big sampler, Christmas Garden. So let's just wish each other Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas in
Merry
the comments.
Christmas, and you'll be entered
For the giveaway.
For the giveaway of Home for the Holidays.
That is a lot of patterns to just...
It's a lot. It's a wonderful book. I mean, I'm thinking about Christmas Garden. Okay, so the other way I handle stress, besides picking a pattern that I just
And
stitch
compulsively finishing it.
compulsively.
Yeah.
Look at this one that's in here. Blessings be
love
thine.
that.
Isn't that a beautiful Quaker?
That's so beautiful.
Yeah. So there's just some gorgeous pieces in here. But I watch old Brenda and Laura episodes. So this week I've been watching 2021 and 2022 because they hold up, y'all.
You were
They
in 2019
hold
the
up.
last time I checked.
I watched 2019. I go all the way back if I can. But one of the things that they said, they hold up because I'm constantly finding samplers and Christmas stitching that I've never done before, because anyway, Laura had a Christmas ornament where she had stitched just that tree
That's so precious.
as a Christmas ornament. And Brenda had stitched the whole sampler. So they basically held them up side by side, you know, and that is something that you can do if you get a big chart like this and you don't normally stitch something that's 225 by 272.
Right, zoom in on a motif that you love.
Right, and just make an ornament or a scissor fob or anything that just, you know, yeah, absolutely. So this is our giveaway. Say Merry Christmas in the comments and you will be eligible to win that. Be over 18, you got to be all the things, you know, so that you can.
This is a physical copy, so it can only go to U.S. residents.
Yes, sorry for that.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
We love you, Canada. We will send you digital things.
Yes. Yes.
We love you the rest of the world, too.
That's right.
You know, we have family in Canada.
That's right. Okay, so I think that was my only other finish. You got another finish?
I do, and it actually goes really well with what you just finished.
Okay.
So I have this beautiful bag, which I believe was made by Starry Owl Stitchery.
Yes.
And it's fantastic.
It was part of
Well,
your
first
Christmas
off-
gift last year.
Yes, and it's fantastic. First off, I absolutely love the colors, the palette of this bag, and I used those colors to make a
nice.
couple of crocheted
Those are
bobble
fun,
sweaters. Yes,
sure.
they're super fun. I don't have a lot of red left in my stash after all of the craft fairs that I've done this season, so maybe at some point this weekend or whatever, we can go out and get some more yarn because I'm low.
Nice. That's a good
finished
problem to have.
those.
She's running low on yarn.
I'm running low on yarn. This was the other thing.
Oh, that's a good one to finish. Let's talk about stitching on island time.
Right?
Oh, it's so great.
There you
Oh,
go.
It's an all cardinal episode.
it
Wait,
is.
I'm picking my cardinal up too.
Mom had just talked about how
Look.
she's excited to have her cardinal bathroom. And I was like,
Nice.
oh, I really need to pull out that cardinal Christmas sampler again.
Yay.
And so, Mom, you had stitched this like 70% done.
Oh yeah, I was way down. I was like down to here.
Yes.
And maybe had even done some of this side.
No,
I just
you-
ran out of.
You came down this
Yeah, there
way
you
and you had
go.
done this bird.
Yeah.
And then I did this part.
Okay. Yeah.
But it,
I just ran out of 14 count Ada steam.
Exactly.
Like, you know, that was just not 40 count linen is where I'm happy now with
Yes.
silk, you know, so that's why.
yes.
Yeah.
But it was a delight to stitch on. I did this while we were watching Cruella
Nice.
and finished it up.
This
and was
is from
just-
Al Forest Embroidery. It is a free pattern. No, I paid for this one. Okay, so they have a paid version. This one's called Christmas Birds. And then they have a free version that basically is 3/4 the size.
Yes.
So you can buy the free version and you get like that much. And it's a perfectly lovely free version chart.
This, right? For the free version?
It's a little bigger than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, here's a printed,
Yes.
section.
So I bought the PDF because, you know, I wanted to be able to put it in markup. Mallory likes to just work from paper, so she finished it. And I had printed it because I traveled with it a lot.
Yes.
And, you know.
And so it was in the perfect form factor for me to just quickly finish. I thought that we had run out of one of the reds. This is a beautiful palette of multiple reds and pinks. And so I was looking through my little clutch that this had been stored with. So this is from Starlight Stitch & Co.
Yes. See,
All
I
right.
buy all the toys.
Can I just say that this might be my favorite thread bed that I've ever had?
Oh, it's
because-
wonderful, isn't it?
Well, first off, like you just had everything on little floss keepers just
Yeah.
in a pile, which is not a problem for me. I love that. But the front zipper section, I was like, oh, isn't that cute? But there's nothing in it. False.
yeah, I had the extra stuff in there.
There's all this extra floss in there,
'Cause
and you can't see it because there's a layer of fabric that you can hide it behind.
Right.
It's a secret pocket.
It's a secret pocket. I don't think it meant to be a secret pocket, but yes.
Listen,
But it
can
is.
I tell you that was such a fun discovery because I was
Nice.
just like, man, it's kind of weird how thick it is on the front here. And so I opened it up and I was like, yeah, you'd think there'd be something in this pocket. And then I went, oh.
That's great.
So that was super fun.
Well, I'm glad everything was there. I thought I had plenty in there.
I
you
did have
know.
to pull one of this red. This red was one that I'd run out of. So I grabbed one from downstairs when you were distracted.
Well,
I'm
I'm
very sneaky.
so glad this is finished. This is just gorgeous. And I don't, do you know, did you measure it?
I have
to
not
know?
measured.
Okay.
I have not
So
measured.
hopefully we'll be able to buy like a regular old frame to put it in. But if not, I noticed that Art to Frame is having a really good Black Friday sale. So we'll just measure it and get it ordered because that would be great.
I have several things that are finished and need frames. So
That's awesome.
I definitely need to do some ordering from Art to Frame. And that's it for my cross-stitch finishes.
Okay, well, my other cross-stitch finishes are project bags, not actual stitching finishes, but I will show all of that. So I had a day with the long arm running on a customer quilt that I decided, you know, what I need to do is make up some of the fabrics that I had bought when we were traveling into the project bags I decided to make of them. So I made this size, and they ended up this size. It's got cute little plaid. Because when you buy a mini charm pack, some lines of fabric have too many whites. I just think like too many plain things. And so I ended up, I think this is a 35, let's see, 5 by 6, 36 out of the 42 so that I could eliminate a few. And I really do like this size. It's just right
For holding a book.
for holding a booklet and not, you know, not way too big.
Right.
I've been making a lot of really big bags and I like big bags.
And I cannot lie.
Exactly. But it's nice to have a few small ones, especially when you're traveling. So anyway, so this one's really cute. This is a Sandy Gervais line of fabric, I think. This one might be my favorite. Now this one, I used all the pieces, so it's 42 and it's one row, and I just put the bright yellow gem. You would love this one, but you can't have it. But anyway, I love, love, love the colors on this one. And I'm feeling down in this one. This one,
You're ready to get your microphone when you do
oh,
that.
sorry. I'm feeling in this one because, so about the time I was making all these project bags, and now you've heard that zipper 35 times. That's okay. About that time was when Carrie, Tiger Lily, hi Carrie, posted her little scissor keeper tutorial. And I went, oh, that would be a fantastic thing to have scissor keepers that match my bags. And so I ordered the snap sets, and I ordered, just in case, I ordered some magnetic snap closures that you sew in, which is great. And here's what I learned about those. Because they're magnetic, you can use them as a needle rest while you're working. And that was really great. So my other project bag had one of the magnetic ones in there. Here's the other thing I learned. I am snap dyslexic or snap disabled or something. Here are two that I ruined because I couldn't figure out what direction to put the snaps, and once they're set for good, baby. You can't move them. So, you know, sometimes they worked and most of the time they didn't. I finally made myself like a thread bed. Look, and I messed it up, and then I messed it up again, and then third time's the charm. So then I had a sample that I left laying there in front of me when I was ready to do the rest, and that actually worked for me. But still, I did in fact sew the magnetic one. Oh, and I did them backwards. I didn't even realize that. Like, I don't know which way they're supposed to go. Like, if you put the pointy part, you know, male, female, like I don't know which way they go. So, but I do know that the female side is the one with the magnet. So that worked really well for a needle rest. This is the one I used that matches my Bonnie and Camille bag. But so I made a bunch of these. And many of them are rotten.
Yes, the snaps ones require hammering.
Yes. Oh, yeah. And so I couldn't do them after hours. Like, I was trying to be kind to everybody in the house. And so I ended up sewing one, not because I was snap disabled, but also because I'm snap disabled. So anyway, here's a few more I made. I made this one, which I love. It's very,
So pretty.
very pretty. I just, what's not to love about that? This was left from a quilt I made. And this was left from a quilt I made. So this one's Mallory's. She can have the padded one, the more padded one. She likes that kind.
I do.
Because she loads them up usually. And
I
she
do.
needs a top, a bigger top, because she likes to put a label.
I use a piece of white duct tape.
But, and this one, it ended up long and tall. So like
love
it's
that.
one extra row tall. Oh, and I'm feeling, and then I even used patchwork leftovers to make the needle minder for this one. I mean, scissor
pretty on the inside,
minder.
too.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I thought it turned out great. I made a
sure
big
did.
stack of them. You would think I don't have any project bags, but I do in fact have.
I don't think anyone thinks that.
Right, I have plenty. I just also have plenty of projects.
There's lots to do. You can
That's
do
right.
more.
So I'll probably put projects in some of those to travel with me for some of the holidays coming up in December. All right, I think that was everything I finished except for my quilts, and we'll show those at the end.
I have a couple more finishes.
That are cross stitch?
Nope.
Then let's save them for the end. Let's just move on into, you want to show it now?
I do.
Okay, Mallory's going to show her other finishes now.
Because they're big, right?
right.
So this is the sweater project
Oh,
that
it's
Mom
so
bought
pretty.
me back in May for my birthday. It
Remember,
was
she opened her package right here on the FlossTube,
That's
which is
exactly
fun,
right.
right?
The pattern is called Sail Away, and it's by Olive Knits. And my gosh, it was a delight to stitch. So this section here, the color work, is actually just stripes, where you slip a stitch from the row below to make it look like you're using 2 yarns at once. But each stripe is just holding 1 yarn at a time. Super simple, very nice. Because it was called Sail Away, I really wanted to have sailboats, and so I added onto the cuff my own design of some sailboats that just repeat Fair Isle around the sleeve. So this one, 100% done, buttons and everything. I'm gonna put it on because it's comfy and beautiful. Ta-da!
Yes, it's a beautiful wool. The pattern is on Ravelry, so you can find it there. I don't remember who the designer is, do you?
Olive Knits.
Olive Knits, great. And it's called Sail Away Cardigan.
This part is just by me, but if
Yes.
you would like to have a little sailboat motif, let me know and I will send it to you. 'cause
Okay,
super
but
easy.
normally the pattern just repeats this on the
Yes,
cuff.
the
So you
color
still
work
get the
does.
color changes on the cuff,
Yes.
but Mallory liked the actual sailboats.
Yeah, so it's actually finished. I wore it to Stitch East.
Yes, isn't that wonderful?
It was so cool to be
Buttons
able to
and
walk
all.
around and be like, I made this.
Yes.
And then because we had such a successful sale at both Stitch East and the following weekend when I had another craft fair, my husband very, very sweetly had said, after party at Michael's. I thought it was a joke. And so then we cleaned up and we're ready to go. And I was like, okay, we're headed home. And he said, no, we're going to Michael's. I was like, you were serious about that? He
Like
said,
you haven't stitched
he says,
enough all
I
day."
never joke about Michael's. And I
There
was
you
like,
go.
Okay.
Okay.
So when we got there, he was like, you did so great today. I think you should get yourself something special. So I picked up a colorway that made me happy, and then I accidentally made another sweater.
Yes, she finished this one so fast.
This
Because
was-
it's crochet, which she crochets like the wind blows anyway.
Yes, but this was a 10-day, 10 skein sweater that I made hexagon style for the main part of the body here. So I just did a gigantic hexagon that I seamed along the top edge and then continued down the sleeve granny stitch style. I did finish the sleeves in knitting because I really like the look of that knitted ribbing and it fits my arms so nicely that way. And this is my favorite part. I did an edging the whole way around to show off the color change in this colorway because I love the yarn so much. I double knit it. So I had to learn how to double knit and then did this technique around the corners, and the bottom was weird because apparently you're not supposed to be able to do this. And I just made it up. So I did a lot of research to try to figure out how to turn a corner with double knitting, and they said you can't do that. I did it anyway.
There you go. Yeah, she's always been a little hard-headed like that.
Well, I just really wanted you to be able to see that color. I had started with like an I-cord that was only 5 stitches wide, and it was not quite wide enough to be able to see the color change.
Right.
So
I love it.
I love it too.
Yes, and it's so appropriate. I said you have to wear it when we go see Wicked. It's like the best Wicked for Good sweater that you could possibly wear.
It really is.
Yeah.
Anyway, that 2 sweaters. Boom.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That was worth seeing right now. It's a big finish. Yeah. Yeah.
And a hexagon cardigan is a hexagon.
A hexagon. I like it.
So this is my hexagon, which is even better if I'm wearing it to Wicked because witchy, hexagon.
Perfect. Perfect. In every way.
All right.
So
That was it for me.
Now we're at whips, and
Whips.
I have a lot of them. I have too many.
I only have a few.
Okay, so I'm gonna lead off with the project that I took with me. Yeah, here it is, on my mission trip, because it was such a random little thing. When you're going on a mission trip and you're not sure you're even gonna have a minute to sit still, we went down to Leland, North Carolina with the United Methodist Church and spent some time putting flooring in for a sweet woman who lives down there. And her dad had built the house. This damage wasn't from the past year or even the year before that. This is somebody who's been in recovery for years trying to get their family home back in order. And so we spent all day Saturday laying the subfloor in the main portion of her house, and then all day Sunday laying the plank flooring. And when we left, it looked so nice. But we got there Friday afternoon, and Dennis, had a little time before dinner, and so Dennis laid down, took a little nap, and I stitched. And so I had taken this one little package that I don't know why I grabbed this, except that it has in it my This I Know, and I think I've got a cover. Yeah, I do. So last year, 2024, I think, this was my favorite market release, and it just says, Jesus loves me, this I know, which I just adore, and I'm really far into it. And so I took the smallest little hoop that I had, and bless its heart, it stayed like this. I pulled it out this morning to go, am I even going to show that? And then I thought, you know what, I am, and I'm going to pull it out of the hoop. So this is a Nerge hoop. I use Nerge hoops, wooden hoops. I use their plastic hoops. I have no problem like twisting my piece like this around them to keep
get rid of the
excess
fabric.
out of the way, and then it presses out just fine. I don't know, people say all the time, well, you can never iron those out, but you absolutely can. It's no problem. I've pressed this piece a dozen times. So this is stitched with cotton, and I really only have the tree to finish up here, and then Jesus Loves Me in the Sunshine on that side. And so I'm getting close. Look at all those little There might be a few more little stars to stick in there. But yes, I started at the bottom because of all the grass and thought, you know what, I need to just get the part that's, drawn me to this piece out of the way first. And between that and the little pink church, I just love this piece so much. So
That little robin up there is so cute.
I may actually work on this some more in December, because I think this is a piece I could finish in 2025 with just a few more hours work. And it's small, and it fits in this wonderful little Easter folder. Yeah, and I consider it seasonal. And do work on it mostly in the spring, I think, because of the pink church and the Jesus Loves Me, This I Know. It feels very Eastery. But
also, he loves you all the time.
he really does. He really does. And I don't
Not
deserve
just at
it.
Easter. Not
I
just at
do not
Christmas.
deserve it, but he does. So anyway, it's a good thing to remember, especially when you're stitching for stress relief, as I tend to do. All right, let me show you this one as well, because it's in my Fabulous Alice bag. This is my sort of,
Penelope's Pocket. Right?
yeah, this is from Penelope's Pocket, Sarah, who is in the UK, and I put my Alice in Wonderland project in here.
Naturally.
And I have had this ready to start for a while. Like, I bought it in 2023, I think, and I just loved it. And so, once I got the Alice bag, I was like, well, now Alice has got her time. And I want to show it to you because I left it in my stand. Let's hope nothing else falls off as I reach for it. There we go. Okay, I'm just gonna sit here in front of me and peek over it like, what's that character that you only see his eyes? Wilson on Home Improvement. Okay, so here we have, so I love that it's got a knob here because I usually do keep my floss just hanging there. This is all stitched in my favorite color of DMC. I picked one shade of DMC. This is 930. It called for a different one, a more royal blue.
If you're going to be stitching over 40,000 stitches with it, pick your favorite color.
Pick your favorite color. That's right. Well, and I wanted it a little more navy than royal.
Yeah.
So
it's such a great tone of blue for the fabric as well.
It is, and this is Norland Mist by Swan Bay Fabrics, and I love the color, which is a fabric dyeing company out of England. So again, Alice in Wonderland, this is all coming together beautifully for me. I am really enjoying stitching this. Clearly it's, you know, I'm just a little, I think I'm at 18% now when I checked last night. I try to do 3 or 4 strands every time I pick it up, but what I noticed, because of my obsession with my other 2 projects, the last time I had worked on this before last night was the 10th. So I took a 2-week break, basically. And I'm keeping it out all the time. It's on scroll rods. So this set of scroll rods is from Amazon. It's Arabeska is the company, which is from the Ukraine. So,
We'll
and
put the details in the description.
Yeah, and what's really great about these scroll rods is they're like a transition rod between Q-snaps and a scroll rod. They have a plastic snap that I'm not sure you can see on this one. I actually meant to bring a model of one in here, and we'll insert a picture of what the scroll rods look like, because they have these plastic snaps that slide on in a groove on the rod and hold your fabric nice and taut. So this is not usually the way, like when I hold something in a hoop, I might go all the way down the left side and then go across, or do the whole border or something before I keep going. But because in a scroll rod, you know, you're basically moving it up and out of your way, what I'm going to do is finish across to this edge and then fill in all of this top part before I roll it up. And you know, so I'm working down as far as I can reach to do part of this bunny, but I'm not gonna like roll it up and finish the whole rabbit. I'm gonna come on across and fill in all of this. Yeah. So anyway, I thought you would enjoy this. Is called the Elan lap stand, and it literally sits right in my lap, and it tilts and it rolls over so you can see the back, and everything that's hanging from it just sort of, you know, moves up and down as you do that, and it's not a big deal. And so anyway, and I keep a pair of scissors and my glasses, which I don't use magnifiers, but I do wear readers. And so that's my Alice project. And because I've been working on Alice like that, I've been putting a few other things in scroll rods. So I actually have 2 others. Let's see if I can show you these real quick, and then Mallory can show you one of hers because I need a break. This is Mary Goodwin, $17.98. And I bought the PDF from the Hands Across the Sea Samplers website. It's another one that I, watching old Brenda and Laura videos, it came out a few years ago, and I see both of them talking about it in like episode 64 or 5, you know, and they're at 130 something, you know, like this is, so it's from years ago. But and then Laura mentioned it in September, during Sampler September. So I literally put that I bought this. Oh, I'm sorry. Mallory keeps telling me I'm covering my microphone. I'm like, what are you
when I'm editing
doing? I bought the DMCs, first of all, and not doing it in silk or anything, because Nicola does such a great job with DMC conversions that you can't tell that it's DMC when you're done. So I love working with DMC. It means I can stitch a little faster, and if I run out of a color, it's easy to pick it up locally. I'm doing mine on 40 count coverage bridge by LFA Linens, but I literally wrote on here, I started it at the end of September for Sampler September, and on my project card I wrote Laura made me do it because I have a lot of samplers going already. I popped this one in this bag that I made from my remainder of my turn dash quilt that, you know, Carrie made me do. You people, you're so influential in my life. I actually made another scissor keeper that matches this bag. I know, and I got the snap to work, sort of. It's kind of not a super snappy snap, but anyway, I'm
snappy enough.
It's snappy enough.
Are you going to show where you're working on it?
Yep.
Okay, good.
And here's the project. Okay, so it's in a big one. So this set, oh, and you can see the Arabeska snaps a little better here on this one because it's at the top and the back of my work, but it's not terrible, so I don't mind showing you. So anyway, this is where I am, just getting started on Mary Goodwin. I started at the end of September and I really didn't work on it in October. So I've had just a couple more nights to work on it this month. But I love now that it's in this will be the sampler that I sort of keep out, the reproduction sampler that I keep out through the winter, I think.
Yeah.
It's very bright and beautiful. I love that pink house. I'll at the very least get to what I consider a new start is 10%. So I'm not there yet. I'm at about, I don't know, 3%, 2 or 3, because she's a big one. But I do love when I can get, you know, where I've got the easily reproducible stitching in place, you know, then I know I can get like this cartouche going and the border is, you know, easy to follow. So I want to get, you know, and this is all over one words in the cartouche. So I would like to get some of that underway.
In youth and age, protect me, Lord, and grant I may observe thy word. Give me a thankful heart, I pray, to serve my God while here I stay. And when this mortal life shall end, I may to happiness ascend. Yes, the S's that look like F's actually are one of my favorite things on reproduction samplers. And this was stitched in the 8th year of her age.
I know, 8. She was 8
years old.
That's one of the
adorable.
things. I know, isn't that great? I love it so much. And I love the peacocks in this one. It's just a lot of pinks and reds. I think it's going to be a really beautiful one.
That is lovely.
So,
can I show one of mine?
yes, please do.
All right, it's going to feel completely out of left field because, of course, now here we are, end of November. What is she doing showing Halloween? Well, this is the Halloween sampler that I started. And I bought the fabric while we were at our retreat. This is Oak Crown Studios October Harvest is what I'm working on here. But look how gorgeous this sampler is coming out, y'all.
Oh, it's so nice. Are you going to keep working on it out of season to finish it, or are you going to wait and work on it next year?
I had a rough day one day this week with really bad stabbing pain, and I needed to stab something, and this was the most accessible thing, so I did work on it a little bit. But it's out of season now, so I don't know. I would like to have it done though and hanging for next Halloween, which means I am gonna have to work on it out of season a little bit. But
you could do Spooky Summer like Tara did.
Totally.
Or
it would not take long for me to finish this because like it's...
Oh yeah, you're already up to...
Yeah.
You've done I, J, and K, so it's going to go pretty fast.
It's going to go fast. But I have just been enjoying it so much, and it's so
it looks
fun.
So good on that color.
On this orange fabric that I did not even do any color in the windows of the little crooked house.
Oh, sure.
Because it was supposed to have orange glowing windows. And I was like, the fabric's doing that already.
Yeah.
So I don't need to put more orange
Oh, that's
there.
great. Yeah.
Yeah. The original was done on a very murky colored fabric, and I just really like my version on the orange.
Yeah, I do too.
And my
really
sweet
bright.
friend Kathy gave me this amazing book of cross-stitch patterns.
Oh, fantastic.
When we were at Stitch East, she was like, "You like Halloween, right, Mallory?" And just gave it to me. So I've got it in my
Halloween
beautiful
bag.
Halloween bag. This did house my quilted witch. And so I feel like this is an excellent succession.
Sure.
that.
Yeah, keeping your Halloween stuff ready to go is smart.
Yes.
I mean, as much as you enjoy stitching that
And
season.
this bag was made by my friend Carol, Fiber Antiquities on Etsy.
Yes.
And it has just been a delight to use with its little matching thread bed and everything in there.
That's fantastic.
Anyway, random Halloween for you. There you go.
No, that's good. It's funny because most people who do a better job of planning these things for FlossTube are showing you seasonal things. And I guess we both had our Christmas birds that we finished, our cardinals. But I've stitched almost no fall.
I love fall most of all, so I've done a lot of fall.
I do too. And yet my box that I pulled all my fall stitches so that they would be accessible to me in the living room where I sit and stitch most of the time,
They didn't call you?
nothing called me out of the whole box. I have Feast of Friendship from Blackbird that I thought I would finish this year, and I never touched it, and now we feasted, and I'm done with that. So I don't
But
think...
you're going to say, we feasted, we were friends.
No,
I'm
we
over it.
feasted. I don't think I'm pulling out Feast of Friendship this year. I think I'm moving on to Christmas. So anyway, it's just funny how that works out.
'Tis the season.
So in my Carrie Tiger Lily Keeper, I have multiple projects, but the one that I worked on is Pocket Neighborhood. Pocket Neighborhood is a, I'm sure I've got the cover page. Yeah, here it is. Is a hands-on design that I started because I was going to do it for my Stitch East exchange.
Oh.
And so I didn't show it last month because I was working on it for Stitch East. So my magnets have found each other in there. So I did the little fob. Like, I thought that was going to be perfect. Our Stitch East exchange was supposed to be house themed, and it was supposed to be less than 3 inches. So this little house is supposed to be the fob that goes for your scissors. And then the Pocket Neighborhood, I got a nice start on, and I worked on it even while we were traveling. But one of those houses is not like the other, and I had already pulled it out twice. And so I have to pull it out again, and I put it in timeout. And
I would
have
too.
not gone back to it. Even though it's tiny, it is mighty with the counting. So of course, my husband's, kindly saying houses come in all shapes and sizes. I'm like, yes, but this is like symmetrical, and I don't know if I can handle it. So anyway, I think I'm going to have to take out my little short house, because windows don't line up, and it's just really noticeable, and I'm going to have to fix that. So, but the fun part about this project for me was that a few years ago, 2022 maybe, I ordered something from Kathy's website, and because things can't travel alone, I had included this Pocket Neighborhood finishing kit that has all, Kathy's the best, right? So it's got everything you need to finish the fob and the pin cushion. But I didn't realize it didn't come with the chart. So I've had this finishing kit sort of like, oh yeah, I need to order the chart for that. Oh yeah. And then in October, when I went on my quilting retreat, my local needlework store that's there had it in the shop, and I went, you know what, if I get that, I could stitch it for Stitch East, and then and then when I started stitching it, I liked it so much I don't want to give it away.
Sure.
So I'm keeping it, and I'll work on it some more to finish it out.
That's something I didn't bring down to show off, but I'm going to put a picture of it here because the small that I got in the Smalls Exchange was really beautiful.
Oh, and mine,
I just wanted to say thank you.
Mine were really cute too. We'll just take a picture of them together.
And we'll just show those because
So they're
cool.
super cute.
If you have the opportunity and you're going to a retreat, I highly recommend just participating because you might not feel like it's your best work, or you might feel anxious, but the person receiving it is just going to receive it as what it is, a gift. And they're going to be so delighted in it, and their delightment will delight you.
Absolutely. I enjoyed the exchange as much every time we've done it. So this is Sparrow. Everyone's seen his eyes on the Sparrow from Heartstrings Samplery. I'm abandoning my desire. Oh, I think we're showing you the back.
Oh, oops.
Yeah. I'm abandoning my desire to have it done in February because I have found that making that artificial deadline has made me not work on it.
Oh, bums.
I know, which is just terrible because it was the opposite of what it should have done, because I really needed to do twice as much as I had been doing in order to meet that deadline. And instead I haven't picked it up. So I am not setting a February end date. I am just going to go back to working on it at the end of the month and doing as much as I feel like doing.
There you go.
So I did do just a little bit more, but it's nothing really much to talk about. And this month, you know, it's not the 29th yet. So this was a start that I did for leap year.
Right.
So I started it on February 29th of 2024. I'm really far along, you know, not quite 70%, but pretty close. And so I will definitely finish it under 4 years. But I'm just not putting the pressure on myself to have it finished in 2.
I think that's wise.
Right. It's affecting me psychologically.
Yeah.
And I don't know if y'all know this, but you know, stitching and psychology go together a lot.
Absolutely.
So what I did do this week though is I have this giant hoop that I had in another bag with another project. And when this hoop was on Sparrow, I could get a lot more done because I could do a big section without moving the hoop. So I unkitted it from the project I had put it in and put it in Sparrow's bag. So this month I'm putting Sparrow in this. I like that I've got a grime guard that is big enough for this hoop, and so then the whole extra gets managed up in there too. And so I just tuck all that in there in my bag, and then I will have Sparrow out for a while in December.
Lovely.
If I travel, sometimes Sparrow's the only project I take because there's no chance I could finish it, even if we stayed gone an extra week.
And it's got such diverse motifs.
Absolutely.
It keeps you excited.
That's right. And so, and it's in markup. So it's easy to see. Okay. I'm going to do, this is my, that's a new start from the GH 1857 book from Soda D. I thoroughly enjoyed my black rooster stitch along that I still haven't finished.
Oh, because you need to put something in the cartouche? Or
No, well, yes, I have to put in my L and M, and then I have to figure out what goes in that cartouche.
Okay.
And so I haven't finished it, but I loved having, it was in this bag the whole time that I had it, and it was also by Soda D. So when I needed to find a bag, I was like, oh, well, I'll just put this in the same bag, and then I'll always remember that it's my, and I
Soda
just,
D bag.
yeah, and I ordered everything to do the big sampler, which is gorgeous, by the way. Let's see if I can find a good picture of the huge sampler, because it is a doozy. Well, here's a close-up of part of it. It's just a lovely, lovely, the booklet's great. Anyway, I decided that I did not have the throughput for the big sampler right now, so I'm working on the pen drum.
oh, it's beautiful too.
It's very beautiful. It has a subtle variation in the browns and golds that are used, and I'm pretty sure that I used the wrong one in the first flower as I did the second flower, and I went, well, those aren't the same at all. I must have picked up the wrong one to begin with, and now I'm doing the right one. Oh no. So I don't care. I'm going with it. It's a pen drum. Right, it's mine. It's going to be adorable. I ordered tons and tons of Weeks Dye Works floss. The chart calls for like 7 skeins of one color and 8 skeins of the other. So I have it all in my bag, ready to go. And it's a small enough project that it is nice to work on when I travel. So I'm trying to think in that way right now because of the holiday season. Invariably, we will be stitching away from home.
Yep.
So not a lot, but some.
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of what I've been working on this month I can't show here because they're Christmas presents.
Oh,
so
sure.
I have things that I'm showing, but it is definitely just a smaller subset of things that I have actually been working on. Can I show another?
Yes, please do.
Okay, so this is in my amazing bag by Lori Millsap with my little Mallory zipper
I
pull.
love that.
But I have enjoyed this one. I pulled it out at Stitch East and worked on it for a little bit. I did not get far because it turns out working on linen while you're trying to have conversation with friends is very challenging for me. But I did get a little bit done. So here's my start.
You got a needle here.
I do, yep.
Got all kinds of stuff going on. Wait a minute.
She's a hot mess.
There you go.
There we go. Anyway, so we've got my little start here, and this is Blueberry J by Jessica Doise, and it's looking so beautiful on this slate ground fabric. And I really love that I was able to get to this hot purple pink because it's one of my favorite colors.
Oh yeah, that's gorgeous.
It takes up the middle portion of the chart, which here's the printed version of that. I've converted this into a floss minder for myself, and I even have the symbols on the back side so that I can go as fast as possible.
That's
As
great.
fast as humanly possible.
I love it.
Yes, but I am excited for this one. I think it's going to be one of my winter projects just because it's bright and colorful and happy.
Will you do, I know she's got another one that's a cherry.
Yes, she does, and it's like a magpie.
Cherry magpie, I think.
I would totally make its companion.
Okay. I
That would be very
wondered if
cool.
that would be something you'd stitch again, you know.
Well, and I love this design. Her graphic design and geometric elements make me very happy. And they are
Well, it's
super
the
fun.
shading to me. Like when I look at this, oops, I'm picking up an extra piece.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
There we go. When I look at this, it's like the shades of blue in the blueberry and the shades of blue in the blueberry J that you just go, oh, look at that. I mean, because this is all DMC, so she's working all these shades of blue together so beautifully that you get that gradation of color,
It's
which I
lovely.
just love. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
if I end up doing the other one and I have two of them that sort of match but aren't the exact same, I could give one to Gumdrop and one to Gingersnap.
oh yeah, that
Because
is,
this is very Gumdrop.
yeah, it is. It really is.
My youngest would definitely love to have this in their room.
Yeah, it's a lovely one.
Anyway, I just added a little bit to that one. Just want to show it off.
I worked a little bit more on my thimble fairy. She's still headless, but
Can't have everything.
I mostly worked on the thimble, and then I still have a lot of fill-in to do on her dress. But I worked a little bit on this at Stitch East. I'm enjoying it, so I'm pulling out when I'm ready to work on something different. To me, it's a nice palette cleanser between the kind of stitching I usually do. But this is Thimble Fairy by Nora Corbett, and it may be the only Nora Corbett I ever stitch. I haven't decided. I bought a couple more charts when we were at the retreat, but I have not jumped onto kitting them and starting them. So, but I do enjoy that one if that's very pretty. And let's see. I have, oh, this was so random. Okay, do you guys, I should know better, right? I should know better. This is how the story's gonna start. So in this bag, I have this wonderful collection of DMC colors for my autumn sampler from Crochet A Go-Go, all right? And I have all the Crochet A Go-Go seasonal samplers going, and here is autumn. Autumn has a really beautiful palette. I'm doing it on a piece of slate.
Oh, nice.
And my slate has a lot of variegation at the top.
Oh, yeah, lovely.
So when that white house comes in, it's going to look like clouds in the sky above it. Like that was really my plan with this color. And this is a 36 count. And I really wanted something that all those oranges and browns and greens would not drop into. So I really liked the sort of purpley blue that the slate was for behind it. All right, so I've had this going, obviously, for a while, and I'll keep working on it as the seasons go. But Crochet A Go-Go had a challenge that she issued this month where she posted, and I don't even have a picture of it because I have it in markup. She posted a freebie. Oh, and my freebie is now covered in all of the threads. Look at this, isn't this crazy? That was just a turkey that says, give thanks. He's holding a little sign. And so I thought, oh, I'm gonna stitch it on 20 count Ada over 2
And make it
and
huge.
make him twice as big, 4 times as big really,
10
right?
count, yeah.
Right, so it's essentially on 10 count. And I won't have to do anything fancy because I'll just pull the floss. It's the exact same. This is Crochet A Go-Go, that's Crochet A Go-Go, and she uses these DMC. So that was nice, and I got a good start on it. But the challenge with Crochet A Go-Go was that she was going to choose 2 people who had stitched this thing and give them a free PDF from her site or something.
Yeah.
And then I worked on it one day, and then I worked on it the second day. And you know, stitching does not go as fast as you think it will. It is a slow hobby. And that's how much of a turkey I got. I mean, you sort of tell he's a turkey. He doesn't have his tail feathers. He doesn't have his little sign that says give thanks. And now Thanksgiving is over. So this little turkey will never be touched again in this season. And frankly, he may not be touched again in my lifetime. But the good news was I pulled this out of my stash and I pulled these DMCs that were already on a ring and I didn't prep anything and I stuck it in the bag with where the floss is. So it's there if I want it, but
no pressure.
no pressure. It was just a delightful little experiment. And the only reason I thought of doing it on 20 count over 2 is because I'm in Kathy Haberman's Stand Up for Santa class at the Jingle Ball.
Yep.
And that's how I started that Santa, was with regular DMC. Now I've got the
Pearl cotton.
I went and bought pearl cotton. I don't have Whisper. I'm going to just do without that, I think. But I went and bought the pearl cottons and I haven't started it over yet. So, but I will. So anyway, that was my little give thanks attempt, which was not much of an attempt. And I think that's all of my whips.
I think, well,
Do you have one more?
I do.
Okay.
It's kind of sad. Similarly, I started this for the Thanksgiving season.
Oh, sure.
I got to thank.
Yeah.
But this is a bag design that's going to say thankful for everything. And it's a beautiful shepherd's bush design with the little buttons that match.
Yeah, that's great.
So I will probably continue working on this one down through the course of the end of November, finish it up so that it's at least done. But I only pulled this out at Stitch East because this is the kind of stitching that I can do distractedly.
Yes. Yeah,
I can work on this.
Those bags are the best for that. They are absolutely the best for that.
Yes, and I was very distracted and having way too much fun talking to everyone, so that's on me.
Yeah. Here is where I got to on my rooster, black rooster, 1811 stitch along. Here's where I am. So I literally just need to put the L and the M up here in the darker red and figure out what I'm putting in the middle of that cartouche. And I would be done with this. And I was having a hard time working on it at all because I didn't want to stop working with my wonderful silks. And then the good news is I moved on to that 'Tis the Season in the same poison apple silk that I love so much.
Right.
And so I have my silks here and I just need to finish that little bit and I'll have another finish. I'll probably get that done maybe even later today because I'm motivated now.
Well, if you do, and you take a picture of it, I can put it in the video.
Right. Well, no pressure. Again,
No pressure.
again, no pressure.
Get to work.
And then the last, here's the only other weird little thing I worked on. So these tiger lily folders, mostly what I have put in them are things that I could grab it and go, and I would have some choices. So in this one, I have some things that really should be finished by now. Like here is my Autumn Quaker, and here's where I am on it.
What? Oh,
Like,
so cute.
like I'm nearly there. I don't know if I have it upside down because there's the pumpkin. So see how close I am.
I love
it's
Quakers.
nearly done.
I love
and
Quakers.
it's
That's
got its, pumpkin spice, color and cotton is the color I chose for it.
Of course it is.
And, it's just tucked in here with a needle, ready to go whenever I, give it some attention. So it's in a pocket of this. But then the other thing that I did actually work on at Stitch East is this wonderful Stitcher's Prayer by my friend Chris, the camping stitcher. And again, this should have been finished, I don't know, umpteen years ago. This is what it looks like. When did she release it? 2023. Literally, it should have been finished the month that I sat down with it because it's so sweet and so small and all, you know, font. But this is where I am because, you know, it's all those little buds around the edge. You got to do one at a time, and, you know, it does require a little attention. Yeah. But I'm really close, and I want to finish this to have, because my friend Chris designed it. So, and I worked on it at Stitch East. To me, it's a fun thing to work when you're in a group of stitchers, you know, working on something that's for a stitcher. And I've stitched that one in hand. So see, I try to stitch a variety of ways. I feel like it keeps me from having shoulder pain and wrist pain. Sure. Sometimes I hold the fabric. Sometimes I hold a hoop. I've got some other things. Oh, those are my acorns. And then this is I need to finish this little, you know. So these are all things that I've got a really good start on, and I could finish if I would just work on them. And the last trip I took to visit family, I just took my 3 tiger lily keepers because I had it all packed that way.
That's perfect.
Yep, it's great.
All right, that's all that I'm able to show as far as works in progress go.
Okay.
Because the rest of it's actually Christmas.
So we want to talk about haul a little bit?
A little bit. I really just want to brag about how awesome my
That
friend
sounds
Barbara
great.
is.
I'm going to reach for this thing that's far, far away.
The last time I was at the
I forgot
church
that
and
one.
my sweet friend Barbara, who is in my prayer shawl ministry with me, came to see me. She and I stood there and talked for a long time, and I mentioned how much I was loving using my Addy king size knitting machine, which is circular, you just go in spirals. And I've been cranking out hats and scarves. It's been great. And she said, "Oh, I didn't know that you had a knitting machine." And I said, "Oh yeah, it was a Christmas present, and I finally figured out how it works, and I'm over the moon about it." And she said, "Would you like another knitting machine?" And I was like, "Say more things."
Right. What have you got?
And so she had years ago received as a present one of those ultimate knitting machines, the sweater machine that was huge on TV and everybody was ordering it from.
I made most of my maternity clothes when I was pregnant with this one with a knitting machine.
And
just
so
like
it
that.
is a along the edge of a table swiping back and forth motion that creates your knitted stitches. And I was like, wow, that sounds so cool. I have no idea how it works. And she said, "Neither do I." She said, "I made half of a sweater. I made the back side of one sweater. And I tried to figure out how to do the front side, and I ended up getting frustrated and just hand knitting it and finishing the sweater and going, I'm done." And just being done. But she was so good about keeping all of the parts together, organized in the original boxes. Her husband had even thought it would be helpful to get the extensions to make it a little longer so she could do longer panels if she wanted to. And so she just gave it all to me.
That's so sweet.
And I was just over the moon, you know, and okay. And so, guys, if I made 2 sweaters this past month without a knitting machine, how many sweaters am I going to make now? Like, I'm so excited.
Yes.
So this holiday weekend, while my husband is home and I can pick his engineering brain, might be a good time for me to try to pull everything out and see if I can.
I was going to say,
figure out
and I
how it
probably
works.
can help you remember, you know, with it too, because I did color work on mine.
Right.
Like I made, you know, all sorts of fancy designs because
Exactly.
that was the only way I could knit. Like I crocheted and then I didn't knit at the time. I just had a knitting machine. I knitted so many sweater knit skirts.
Yes.
Because I was pregnant and that
And they're
was
nice and stretchy and
really
comfy.
nice way to have a long skirt.
Honestly, a sweater knit skirt sounds dope.
So, yeah.
I would
mean,
love to make one of those.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, so that's my big haul. Is
That's
this
wonderful.
gifted knitting machine, and I will definitely keep you guys posted on how my progress with learning this thing is going.
Well, here's a whip I forgot to show.
Oh, let's go back to whips real fast.
I'm sorry, I just forgot. But so this is Joy Be Thine, and it's another scroll rod that I had sitting over here. And it is also all in silks, but it was before I was really working with silk much. And so when I kitted it at Dying to Stitch, I actually kitted it into floss away bags because a lot of people do handle their silks this way. And it just keeps them from getting fuzzy.
Maybe. Yeah, rubbing against themselves too much. Yeah.
So this is Joy Be Thine. I started it on New Year's Day in 2024. I had not worked on it yet in 2025 at all. So I worked on it some in 2024. I had done the alphabet and the border. And then this week I've done all these flowers because when I finished 'Tis the Season, my brain said, you know, the other half of that 40 count old stationery is Joy Be Thine. So I went and got it and I put it exactly into the same scroll rod that I had worked 'Tis the Season in and started working on it. So Joy Be Thine is a Jeanette Douglas design and it's a trilogy so far that she's done. And this one has the line, the joy for me is the stitch. And so it's got, you know, all these floral motifs. It's got a lot of specialty stitches. Like this whole white band here is all satin stitch. And all of this Bargello looking area is all satin stitch. So it's really nice to put it in a scroll rod. I wasn't doing a lot of specialty stitches. I've done some small Jeanette Douglas pillows. But I, you know, was just working on this in a hoop until now. And so it's really nice. I'm going to now treat it as a band sampler, basically. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the...
Fill that down,
pull the border down, and then I've got that row of white that goes right
Comes
there.
across.
And then I'll just keep going down, working on this one. But it's, you know, it's not a very... You see how small it is. Like, it's not a very large sampler. But I think it's beautiful. Again, the ground fabric is a little greener. And once I saw the original models at the retreat I went to last April, I actually debated about restarting it.
Really?
The other thing I did is I kitted mine at Dying to Stitch. So all the called for colors were not there.
Oh.
So I picked a rustier red, which is my go-to. Like this is Red Fox, not a truer red that was called for in the sampler.
I like
and
Red
so
Fox.
then I picked, I don't remember what this one, peachy one is called, but it's another Belsoir. And then what's interesting is until I moved into these flowers, some of my Glorianas weren't even unraveled. Like this
Still
one.
in their little hank.
From almost 2 years old. So,
Wow.
so this sampler will be 2 years old on New Year's Day, and I want to try and at least get this band across done before its birthday, and then keep working on it. So, Joy Be Thine.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and one of the things I do like, I mean, you know, I keep these three out. This will be a focus piece for me. I'm not going to put it anywhere, and I can, you know, hook the little thing over the edge, and then I just stand them. They're like art in progress,
Exactly.
you know. So it's really nice. I just stand them up next to my spot. We don't have any animals in the house, so
That does make it
It
easier.
makes it easier.
And it's why I can have a knitting machine,
That's
frankly.
right.
Yeah, one of the things Miss Barbara said was, oh, I hope you don't have a cat,
right.
because cats love these things.
there you go.
Well, as a matter of fact.
So I have my haul here. Funny story. Out of the blue, one day, a couple of weeks ago, I got a email from Vicki Clayton reminding me that I had a $100 gift card that my sweet daughter and son-in-law had given me for my birthday. And I had never spent it. And I was like, oh, oops, $100 worth of Vicki Clayton silks. What can I buy? Like, this
What
is a
can't you buy?
terrible problem to have, right? So I decided, let's shoot the whole thing at one project. And I ordered the silks for peacock, unicorn, and badger. And got all the peacorn silks. So they're gorgeous, right?
so
Look at this. I
pretty.
haven't opened it. So if you don't know, for a long time Vicki Clayton's silks came on bobbins, but she can no longer get these bobbins from her supplier. And so now and in the future, your silks are just going to come on a hang tag. So they are definitely going to have to either go in floss away bags or get put on a, you know, an actual floss drop for you to use your Vicki Claytons in the future. I have a project that I'm working on that I just work from the bobbins. Like I keep them in a little box, but in the future, you're going to want to floss tag. So if you're not familiar with Peacock, Unicorn, and Badger, it is this magnificent pattern from Scarlet Letter. A lot of people are working on it. My friend Carrie Tiger Lily has made a lot of progress this year on hers. She started in January and she's really boogied right along on it. It's a, you know, if you're in our age group, like I'm 10 years older than Carrie, but if you're kind of, you know, at a stage where you remember when we colored with crayons in school and you would outline with a really heavy line and then you would shade carefully with your light. I mean, maybe everybody did that, but we certainly did back in the day.
My generation was the Lisa Frank generation. We did the same thing, except we used marker for our border.
Exactly. So see, we were all about the waxy crayons. Nobody let us have markers. They would never come off. And that ink was toxic. So that's not happening. But anyway, so Peacock, Unicorn, and Badger is something I've been wanting to start. And about last June, about 6 months ago, Vicki Clayton started dyeing. She has been dyeing some linen this year, but she dyed a piece of this color green so that we could stitch on it. And I pulled mine out because I'd ordered the silks and I had the chart ordered. I got it from Colorado Cross Stitcher. I pulled out my piece of linen. I had bought a half yard from her. And I thought I'll just press it and get it ready. And so I lightly misted it with water to give it some steam and get all the creases out. And my iron turned green and my ironing board cover turned green and my fingertips turned green. And I went, oh no, what did I do wrong? So I thought, well, there's no way this dye isn't color fast, so I'll just rinse it really, and it's just green, green, green. Oh, no. And so I texted Vicki, I sent her an email, and I said, did I just get because I ordered like day one. I knew this is something I wanted to do. And she said, oh, I don't know, let me check and see. And so at first she thought, yeah, you must have just gotten a bad piece, I'll send you another one. But then she did some more experimenting and she's like, oh yeah, no, it's not going to be washable. It's not something we can get wet. And I thought, okay, well, I know me and I can't stitch something that's going to take me 2 years onto something that's going to make my fingertips green when I work on it. So I'm going to have to do something different. So I ordered the pub crawl linen from Evertote. And I got a half yard piece of this gorgeous, gorgeous green. Look at this. Oh, look at that. Isn't it beautiful?
That is fantastic.
So, you know, I'm not going to stitch the background. I'm going to let the fabric shine through. Sure. That's the Scarlet Letters chart is designed for you to stitch that green. It's a whole coverage piece. Yeah.
Why would you do that?
So it's designed to be stitched on regular linen and then, you know, and then you stitch in the green. Well, I mean, it's a beautiful texture when it's a whole,
Sure.
I mean, it's almost like needlepoint at that point, right?
Absolutely.
So anyway, but if you're ordering something from Canada, you can't let it travel alone. So I also ordered, this is Hannah's conversion collection of colors of Roxy floss. And can I just say, look at that, goodness. So Roxy, if you're not used to it or you don't know about it, it's from Canada. It's dyed by Carrie. She does, I mean, just these gorgeous colors. It's cotton, but it has some really different variegations and it's lovely. It's a lovely floss to work with. I have a lot of color in cotton. I would liken it more to color in cotton, but I feel like it just has a different depth and range of colors available at Roxy. So Roxy is only sold at Evertote in Canada. So you have to be prepared to pay the tariff, the shipping, whatever. So again, I'm not going to let anything travel alone. So this is Carrie's collection of colors. This is a quartet of sage because you can't have too much green. This is Face It, so it's like, you know, skinish tones. And this is Fall for Autumn because it's that season. And I thought, oh, okay, I'll get all of these sets. And then I've got a nice selection. I actually have maybe 3 Jeanette Douglas charts, Christmas charts, kitted, that I have kitted with Roxy.
Nice.
They called for Roxy Floss. So, and then one other thing that came in my haul this month is the new Dying to Stitch club kit is the Pumpkin Thief sampler from Stacy Nash. And it is, let me pull it out so you can see the picture of it. It's really cute. It has an octopus and a ship. So technically this could have been my ship stitch, but it was not the one that I chose when I needed to stitch a ship. So this will be a soon start. And this comes from Dying to Stitch, all kitted up. So it's got, you know, all the floss on a Dying to Stitch card and comes with the appropriate R&R linen. And so it's ready to go.
Does it come with a needle?
Comes with a needle. Yes, it comes with everything. Yes. I mean, really just grab a pair of scissors and your readers and you're ready to go. And, you know, a hoop if you need one. So, yes, I love this kit, this club so far. This is the third one. I haven't finished the one from CrossStitch Antiques, was the second one, but I did fully finish the first one that we've gotten this year from Sampler Bird Stitchery. So, anyway. That was my haul. I've also gotten all the things that I need for the Jingle Ball. I'm taking 3 or 4 classes. 4, because I've got 2 of the Stacy Nash classes. I've got Ginger as well as the Gingerbread Man. I thought those were both adorable. So I have those charts. And then Kathy Haberman's Stand Up for Santa. And then Beth Twist's Bell Pull.
Oh, yes.
The Countdown to Christmas.
The bell pull's so
that cool. I did start on November 1st. And that is all.
Okay.
So I was going to work on it November 1st through the 25th and have it finished. That did not occur. So again, when I got a lot of other stuff done. When I am trying to be the boss of me, does your brain ever go, nope, that's not what you're doing? That's what mine does all the time.
Fairly regularly.
Yeah. So
usually when I'm really being strict with myself and I've set a goal and I'm like, no, you're going to do this thing.
Yeah. That's not happening. Yeah.
I think I must have like a rebellious teenager somewhere in there that's just like, no.
Really? Only to myself though.
You can't make me, Mom.
Right.
You're me.
I'm quite obedient to the world. I'm just not obedient to myself. Yeah.
What you going to do?
Okay. Well, this was a fun time, and we'll have to see you sometime in December and see if we ever touched anything that was designed to be stitched for Christmas. Because
we had a couple of Christmas things we showed.
We did, but I, just like my Thanksgiving box with all of my fall charts, I have a whole box sitting down here by my ankles that's full of Christmas things. Maybe I'll stitch them and maybe I won't. We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah. Do we want to talk about our giveaway winners?
Yes, we do. All right. Before we go, let's announce the people who won our previous giveaways. We just used the numbers 1 through 6 last time. Today, remember, we're saying Merry Christmas. But, oh, and I didn't talk about that. That's okay. Anyway, our giveaway winners. We had 4 fobs that Mallory and I made that are all fall oriented. Here are your names. J Med Stitch Girl 90.
You've won a fob.
Yes. Maybe it's Casey Mitchell 2814. KASI. And I'll put these, you know, Mallory will either have them on the screen or they'll just be in the drop down box. CD 5380, that's our friend Carol from Fiber Antiquities.
Nice.
and Christy _A.
You all won fobs.
You all won a fob. So 4 fobs to give away. And then we had the Canadian Smalls chart from Erin Elizabeth. That is our good friend, Always Be Yourself -6. Jolene, you get another prize from us.
Jolene, you are on it, girl.
That's right. Harvest Home, which is, I finished as a drum, but it's a beautiful chart. Michelle Latham, 2349. The Bent Creek Hen is going to Pat Fortner, 9612.
That was a fun one to stitch. Enjoy it, Pat.
The Primrose Christmas set, there's like 3 charts for that. Jack Sheila Weber, 4322. I bet that's Sheila. And then the Tree of Life sampler that Peggy Latham, 4686, said she would stitch it for her blessing sampler in January. So I think that will be great. And Peggy, I want you to send me a picture if you do.
Yes, please. Tag us on Instagram.
Congratulations to all our winners. Thank you so much for watching our crazy little channel. That we had no idea how much fun we would have doing it, but I hope we've shown you something today to inspire you, to encourage you just to pick up whatever you fancy and stitch something pretty.
And make sure to spend this holiday season making sure that your loved ones know how much you love them, because I feel like that's something that we can't say often enough, and that it's just good to know. So we love you guys. You're part of our family. Thank you for being with us here stitching on Island Time. And we will be back in December, probably.
At some point.
Maybe.
That's right.
Yeah. We'll probably
We
do
can't
that.
even decide when we're traveling and when we're not. And
It's a whole thing.
it's a thing. So you'll find out when we do. In fact, because you'll find out when we do, when we publish, make sure you not only subscribe, but click the little bell to be notified when we publish, because
We're not one of those like more annoying channels that post something like once every other day. We're once a month maybe.
right.
So
Although I don't find that annoying. In fact, in December, you all know that we have so many FlossTubers that go out of their way to do like Vlogmas. So if you're not already following people,
I've never heard of that.
Oh, so they do like a everyday, like almost Advent posting.
I see.
For December. So they'll either open their new Advent boxes online, or they'll post, here's what I was making today, or here's the Christmas shopping I got done, or here's the cookies I baked, or here's the, because it's Christmas and we're all doing these fun things.
All the things.
So a lot of those are happening. So I know Jessica is going to be posting regularly starting December 1st. And I know Carrie has got her Advents that she's going to be opening live for the first 12 days of December.
Oh, that's fun.
And Nicole Spore is going to be doing Vlogmas, and some other people that that are just fun to watch. And, the advantage of those everyday people is they don't talk for 2.5 hours. So there's that.
Yep, there's that.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you next month. Happy holidays, and enjoy your time with your family.
And enjoy these bloopers, because I'm sure there will be some.
Oh, a lot. A lot. Take care. Bye.
You're not supposed to say wang when you're on the.
We can say whatever we want.
You're not
They're
supposed
giving
to
us
say-
free reign. Wait,
Yeah, but you
wait.
can't say
not.
wang on the.
Mallory can edit anything.
You can't say wang.
What did I say, niffle?
Yeah, what did I say?
How do I know when these are ready?
I'll do it. And then I'm gonna quick cut over each of y'all and zoom in really close on your faces.
Yeah, and your faces, you need to be like caught in the act.
But definitely play your song. Play your song and do the whistle, and then y'all start talking.
Mike, you could add some percussion on the table.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want me to whistle and you sing?
Why don't I put my hand up your shirt
I'm glad you said shirt.
and you move your mouth? We'll do the routine.
That's right. So you just want me to mouth along?
What?
What do you want me to do?
You had a dog and named him what?
Okay.
Here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
Thank you, Gingersnap.
We appreciate
go
you.
now.
We appreciate
I
you
love
so
you.
much. Thank you, darling. Yeah, you'll want
Definitely
your phone.
take that.
Hey, snap a couple of pictures of us while you're, like in the same spot. Don't pause that. Just
No,
leave it
with
going.
your
camera.
While y'all are
Just take a couple of pictures of us with the quilt behind us, and then you can text them to me.
that is the wrong end. Very cute.
The
Thank you.
stickers on your phone are so cute.
Yes,
This is why I got. That can be cropped though. I'll crop
Yeah.
that for y'all.
that looks great. Thank
Perfect.
you.
Thank you, dear.
Bye guys.
Bye.
That was Gingersnap.
Yes.
She's getting so big.
I know. 14 in January.
That's crazy.
Our kids will be 11 and 14, I'm going to say next month, because this will probably be published right at the very end of November.
Probably.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I never showed my other two quilts.
Oh. I'll put pictures in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll put pictures in and it'll be fine. An hour and 36 minutes.
That's reasonable. Okay. I felt like we were trying to move it along so fast that maybe we didn't talk as long as we usually do. That's probably better.
We'll do it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Just had to get my calendar. We leave for 2 seconds and you take over the show?
Well, I mean, we figured we're the ones funding this thing. We might as well get some airtime.
Honestly, that's fair.
That is fair.
Honestly, I can't even argue with that.
Okay.
They're right. All right, take it from there, boys.
There you go. It's all on you.
So, what did you say about Vera Wang? You're not supposed to say Wang on here, by the way.
I hear she has some really nice threads this year.
Whoa, whoa. Can I tell them I'm not wearing pants?
Whoa,
Why don't you show them?
that's too much behind the scenes. All right, we're stopping there. We're stopping